All right. Welcome to Home Biz Tax Talk. My name is Lysandra Everett. I am the Home Biz Tax Lady, where I help home business owners win the tax game. Home Biz Tax Talk airs Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish. And when you tune into my show, you're going to hear about topics that are important to the home business community. All right, so let's talk about this soap opera that's going on with the government shutdown and the IRS. All right, so let's give it from the beginning. So we had the government shutdown, and normally during government shutdowns, refunds are not released. The government is open to receive payments because that is considered protecting the property of the government. So yes, even with all of the shutdown, the government has been open to receive your money that you owe them. However, when it comes down to processing refunds, the refunds are not released. And here's why. Because government employees that work in this area are paid by what are called appropriated funds. That means that that the budget has to be approved. The Congress has to say, here's some money for you all to work, and then those refunds are processed. So yesterday, I want to say it was yesterday. Okay, it's all happening so fast. The White House announced that the IRS will issue refunds during the government shutdown. Okay, that was real cute until last night, when it was also announced that labor unions filed a lawsuit against the government for violating some kind of labor law, something or other. Okay, so because what's happening is that, by saying that the IRS will issue refunds, they're saying those workers are going to have to come back to work without pay until this government shutdown thing is over. Now, you think about that. For those of you who go to work, if your employer says, okay, well, you just going to have to come to work, we ain't paying you until we fight out some other stuff. That don't work. Why does that dog not hunt? Because money is going to run out. You still got to spend money to get to work. Do you not? Do you not have to buy gas? Do you not have to catch the bus? Do you not have to catch the train? Okay. So what they're saying is that these people are going to be ordered back to work without pay during the shutdown. And so the labor union said, let me pump your brakes. And so we're going to sue. So that is still kind of up in the air, even though, the IRS announced that, that they're opening to receive returns on January 28th. I'm still not, the jury is still out on whether or not those refunds are going to be released based on this lawsuit. And if they come to some sort of agreement where everybody decides to play nice in the sandbox and open the government back up, or even open another portion of the government back up. So this is still going on. Okay, this is still an ongoing thing. So even though they said, yeah, we're going to get those refunds issued, well, like I said, with this lawsuit, that kind of makes you pump the brakes a little bit. Okay, so again, we have people that get their refund loans and refund advance loans. Okay, great. But those companies also know that they're not getting their money until the government opens the government back up. Because also with those refund loans, those are our loans. Okay, they have payments that are due. So if I were you, if you have a refund advance loan, I really encourage you to go read the fine print to see if you are going to be responsible for a payment coming up, depending on whenever you got this refund advance loan. Read the fine print to see what exactly you're liable for, because if you don't make those payments and you've got something due, that's going to affect your credit report. Okay. So that's just the warning to you, to whoever has that. But yesterday, and now that's all the details and stuff. But now I want to talk about impact, and I really want to give you a different perspective on really how to process this big picture wise, because for me, that's very important. So I was listening to my girlfriend, Falashade. She's an accountant. And one of the things that she brought up in her live yesterday that I wanted to bring to you all is really understanding the impact of this government shutdown, because people want to believe that, it's just a small segment of people that are being impacted by this shutdown. And really, that's not true, because it has an impact on a broader scale. Right? Because you already saw where the TSA employees are like, we ain't getting paid. We sick. Okay, they're calling out sick because people are going to have to find other ways to bring money into their home. So we're talking about, there's groceries not being bought. So grocery stores ain't making money. There is going to be school lunches that can't be paid for. We're talking about transportation. We can't buy gas. And see, we want to think that everybody that works at the government has got that good government job and is making all this money, but that's simply not true. Okay, while there are people that work for the government that make great money, that's not the majority of people. And what you also have to understand is that there are independent contractors who work for the government who may not get back pay, because normally they don't. There are certain independent contractors that work for the government that when the government is shut down, they just don't get that money. So the security of the government is not as secure as it was 30, 40 years ago. Okay? And so when you look at the impact of this shutdown, you're looking at all of these people who now don't have money to buy the things that they would normally buy to keep this economy running, right? We're talking about lost, for local governments, we're talking about lost sales tax, right? Because see, if you can't buy stuff, you don't pay sales tax. If you don't pay sales tax, then these local governments don't get their money, right? So when you look at this impact, it has a much bigger impact than just a few people not getting paid. And we're talking about the people who are still living paycheck to paycheck. Okay. And now we missing paychecks. And oh, by the way, we might not get that paycheck back. Still got to pay rent. Still got to pay mortgage. Because even if your lender forgives you, says, hey, I got it. You're a government employee. You might not make this mortgage payment this month. Oh, but that interest is still racking up though. And it's racking up on a larger amount of money than it would be if you have been able to make your mortgage payment. People who pay rent, hey, your rent still got to be paid. Even if your landlord might say, hey, I got it, but that landlord still got to make a mortgage payment. Because that mortgage company is not going to be sitting up there like, oh, I understand that you have a tenant that is a government employee and they're not getting money, so we understand that you're not making it. No, that is not how this works. People still going to need their money. You still got to pay them. And so this is why I really want you to think about that. Now, the next part of what I'm going to say is not political, but it's really, again, to help you think, okay? So the one thing that I don't like about this whole thing, okay? So right now, the big thing is the government is shut down because of a wall. The president is going on and saying there's this national emergency because people are coming into this country and all of this stuff. Our government has us focused on lack, okay? Our government has us focused on lack. And here's why. And here's why I say that. Because the government has you thinking that, oh my gosh, all these people are pouring into our country. They are taking away our jobs. No. And here's why I say that. Because the jobs that illegal immigrants come in to take are not jobs that you want. Because I don't see a whole bunch of people lined up to pick our produce. I don't see a whole bunch of people lined up to clean hotels. And I don't see a whole bunch of people lined up to serve in our restaurants and all this other stuff, okay? So don't sit here and say, okay, they're coming and taking things away from us. And this is what I'm saying. It's got you focused on lack because there's a whole bunch of other stuff out there that you can be doing. Now, and I had this debate before with some other people. Oh, wages are stagnant. If wages are stagnant where you are, go somewhere else, meaning increase your skills. And this is one of the things that during our last election that Hillary Clinton said when the whole thing was, oh my gosh, in the coal regions, she said, hey, we need some new job training so people can learn a different skill in order to make more money. Well, what's happened? The coal industry is not coming back. The mines are being shut down. New skills. And you can't tell me that you can't learn anything, because see, if you got one of these smartphones, you can go out here and learn anything you want. When I'm standing in Walmart, okay, I'm talking to a little 20-year-old kid, right? And we're just talking, and he was like, no, English is not my first language, but I went to YouTube to learn how to speak English. And oh, by the way, I went to YouTube to learn how to speak Spanish. So you can't tell me that there are not resources out there for you to increase your skills. And YouTube is free. Library is free. Okay. So I'm not sitting here saying that there aren't things going on in our country that's absolutely wrong. What I am saying is that you have control over how you respond. And because our government has you focused on lack, and it's from both sides. You got one side saying, oh my gosh, the immigrants are coming in and taking our jobs. You got the other side saying, oh my gosh, the rich people aren't doing their part or whatever. Instead of worrying about all of that, worry about your part. What can you do to make your life better? Because you are the only one who is going to save you. I saw one of my friends post on Facebook. What did she say? She said, if you give the government the responsibility to feed you, you give them the ability to starve you. Our government system is not about you prospering. When you have people that are on disability, but they can't make only but so much money before their disability starts to go away. Our government is not about us being prosperous people. It's not. They want to tell you, oh, well, if we cut back on these entitlement programs, Social Security and Medicare, boo-boo. Social Security and Medicare comes out your paycheck. You pay for Social Security and Medicare. And if we want to talk about immigrants come here, they get jobs, they get Social Security and Medicare taken out of their taxes. Do you know who will not be able to draw Social Security? Those immigrants, because they are not citizens. And if you really want to talk about immigrants come to this country, they serve in our military. Yes, they do. They go, they serve 20 years. And guess what? Those same soldiers that we claim to care so much about, they get deported. Yeah, they get deported. So I want you to really understand that this is about keeping you focused on lack instead of understanding what the prosperity is out there. This is not some prosperity doctrine. This is stuff that I know. Because see, people are like, oh my gosh, jobs. Listen, the jobs that are out there are in technology and in the trades. Those are the two places where there are seriously jobs right now. So if you don't have a trade, go get one. There's trade schools. If my husband can learn how to change a faucet on YouTube, hey, there's stuff out there. You just have to get resourceful and look. They have you focused on, oh my gosh, there isn't enough money to pay my bills, instead of allowing you to think about how can I bring more money into my home. Because see, this is what happens psychologically with fear, okay? When you are overtaken by fear, this is when you stop thinking and you start running, okay? The subconscious mind is one of the oldest parts of our brain, and it was designed to keep you alive. This was back in the day, when we was running around and we was, going to be an hors d'oeuvre for a tiger or a dinosaur or whatever, right? We saw Joe go in the cave. We heard a bunch of screaming and Joe didn't come out. So we're not going over there in the cave anymore. So what happens is that fear overtakes us. The blood in our brain and our thinking and reasoning up here, it goes to our large muscle groups, our arms, our legs, because we're preparing ourselves to survive. That's the fight or flight. But when you stay in fight or flight long enough, it raises your blood pressure. It increases your heart rate. And this stuff sustained over a long period of time actually really does kill you. It does. So when you are sitting here watching the news and like the immigrants is coming and, the rich is taken away from the poor and all of this stuff, It puts you in a state of fear to where you're like, oh my, you're scrambling. How am I going to survive? How am I going to survive? Instead of taking a moment to really start to think about how you can start to bring more money into your home. See, people want to knock the capitalistic society, but capitalism is what allows you to take your skills, your products, and everything to the marketplace and then sell that for what the market will bear. The fear is in all these industries, right? Let's take the tax industry, okay? I'm a tax chick. Let me tell you what's going on in the tax industry. First, it was the tax software. Oh my gosh, we're going to lose customers because they have tax software and people can do their own taxes. Okay. But so you was more focused on people taking, tax software instead of increasing your skills so you're smarter than the tax software. And so now most recently, all the tax software has, saying, hey, you can have CPAs or enrolled agents review your returns for you. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, now they got CPAs and EAs. I'm like, dude, the service is still limited. Go increase your skill set to be better than the darn software. Like, quit worrying about what you think they're taking from you and go get something else. That's like, okay, wait, y'all. For my music fans, that's like Jennifer Holiday and her song, I'm Telling You I'm Not Going. Everywhere she goes, she sing that song. And she was singing with Jennifer Hudson. And Jennifer Hudson said, okay, you known for that song. Go get you another song. Uh-oh, what? And so my message to you is to take your focus off of what you don't have and focus on how to get what you want. There are other ways to get what you want than waiting for the government to do something for you. Y'all, when I tell you this is the oldest trick in the book, if you read the Bible, you know about, even if you've been alive, you even know about Adam and Eve in the garden. The servant came to Eve and said, yes, we got all this stuff, but this is the tree that you can't eat from. And if you do that, then you're going to be like God. And so her mind went from what she had to what she didn't have. And nowhere does it say that she looked around and said, boo, I got all these trees over here. Why I need this one? Nothing said that, right? Even when the Israelites were taken out of Egypt, when they got into the wilderness, they complained, we don't have meat, even though God fed them manna. Right? Every day, every morning, you just go up and get you some. You ain't got to work for it. But no, they focused on, we don't have meat. So when you really look at it, it is the thought is taken off of, and the focus is taken off of what you have to what you don't have. It's taken off of, okay, well, they're not doing this and they're not doing that, to where you are no longer focused on how to make your life more abundant. We still live in the richest nation on this planet. And everybody's got opportunities. You just have to find your opportunity. I can't tell you what that is. You have to go and search for it. And there's enough opportunity out here. There's enough information out here. If you got a darn smartphone, you need to start using it and get off Facebook and get on YouTube and go learn some stuff. We up here talking about R. Kelly and this government shutdown and all this. That's all, and freaking Bird Box. That's what's all I've been seeing on social media. Yeah, if you want to talk about that, great. But if you ain't getting you get some learning a new skill, if you're not increasing your skill set every day, you are dying. If you are not growing, you are dying. So this is how I really want to help you shape your thinking and put things into perspective of how this is really impacting you, not only financially, but also mentally. Because every day you turn on the TV, we scared of something. If you operate in fear, you can never think. You can never think clearly for yourself. You are allowing other people to do your thinking for you. And you're missing the background stuff that goes on. When people tell you that, people want to tell you, it's some conspiracy theory and all this other stuff. Listen, it is a conspiracy to keep you wrapped up in fear. To me, that is the ultimate conspiracy. When you think about that, when you turn on the TV and everybody telling you got to be scared, hey, stop being afraid, because you can't control anything outside of you. You can't control what the government does. I don't care how many phone calls. I don't care how many letters. I don't care how many protests and all that. You cannot control what this government is going to do. You cannot. Only thing you can control is what you're going to do. So I encourage you now to take a moment to stop thinking about what's being taken from you and figure out how to get what you want. Plain and simple. It's simple. It's not always easy. You will suffer. You will, come upon some obstacles. I'm here to tell you, it's not going to be a walk in the park. But if you never get started, you're going to stay right where you are. You want to talk about how rich people are ruling over the poor, and the richer are getting richer, and the poor are getting poorer, and the rich don't pay taxes at all. If you don't think the rich people pay taxes, I encourage you to get rich and find out. If you think the rich make all the rules, get rich and make you some rules. But you cannot get rich, you cannot be abundant as long as you are afraid. And if you keep waiting for people to give you something, you are going to be waiting a long time. And then you can't get mad when someone doesn't give you what you want. You got to go get it. You got to work for it. You got to make your own way. There are people out here that are willing to show you how to do what they do to get what they got. They're willing to do it. You just have to be willing to ask. And then be willing to do the work. Okay, so that is it for today's episode of Home Biz Tax Talk. I know we went a long way today, you guys, but it was really in my heart to share that with you because, nobody's coming, right? Nobody's going to come and scoop you up and sing kumbaya. Nobody's going to rub your back and say, here's $10 million and a cup of coffee. I wish it was that simple, but it's not. Okay, so thank you guys so much for tuning in to Home Biz Tax Talk. Again, we air Monday through Friday, 9 o'clock-ish, and you can come here to get your questions answered about your home business taxes. All right, have a great day, you guys. See y'all next time. Bye.